Old games on Sega were shown with the interface, and on Adventure DX too. Rings and score are visible, but the City Escape Modern has no interface. Yes, the game is in 16:9 format, not 4:3, but part of the interface should be visible, or they could have adapted the screen and shown the stats. The editors were again too lazy to animate the text letter by letter, but got around this using some kind of a mask. The letters should appear one by one and not cut off.
Is that normal?
No.
It turns out that a heartbeat in a living organism is abnormal. Or they for real kept Shadow with a stopped heart. Grape.
Someone's hacking the system.
What?
The containment tank is destabilized.
Gerald Robotnik has to hide as much as possible while challenging a powerful government organization, but he still manages to screw up by displaying his logo when hacking the most dangerous weapon known to the planet. The Mega Super Panic button should be under protective glass, just in case someone accidentally touches the button and triggers the alarm. I really wonder why and for what reason did the scientists sewed white gloves for the dangerous devil such as Shadow? Like why? Rings on the hands can be worn without Mickey Mouse gloves. And the most troublesome question, what are they made of? Because breaking through thick glass, fighting the entire movie, and never tearing them up, now that's strong. The guy made a face like he didn't understand what he just saw. Although all of the security staff should know everything about Shadow, right down to the size of his underwear and favorite crisps. The most dangerous creature should be kept 5 minutes from a metropolis where 14 million people live. Not somewhere in the wilderness of the ocean, not in some god-forsaken place, but near Tokyo. What if it runs away? Who knows?
Where is that?
I highly doubt that there are flippers with a squeaker. The table and the tent behind the hedgehogs change their place between frames.
Get set. Go!
These colorful mobs literally ran right through Tom and Maddie. Okay, Sonic is between them. Tails can walk between Maddie's legs, but Knuckles between Tom's legs? Yeah, I definitely don't believe that. They still don't let us know how Sonic can see anything while being in the shape of a ball.
Is that?
What?
My old cave.
It seems like the creators of the film haven't re-watched the previous parts. Because at the end of the first part, Tom and Maddie moved all the things from Sonic's cave to the attic in his new room. And now all of the things are back in the lair.
What's this?
You know, I drew that on my first night on Earth.
Bullshit. In the first part, when Sonic had already grown up, there were no such drawings in the cave. It is on the left of the trophies and flags, and then more to the left of a 90 sign. In the first part, there are no drawing in this place. The writers did not think that eyes are needed to see. It turns out that Sonic, Shadow, and the others see something like this when using their abilities.
It's really just a question of temperature and distance.
Does Tails really have a gas canister installed on his Game Boy? He is truly an odd person. I still can't understand where they get the rings from. These are the most useful things. I am more surprised that Gunn still hasn't taken these rings from Sonic because they are super useful.
Good evening and welcome to Tails Air Flight 1012.
I can believe that Tails learned how to fly a helicopter this time, he does. But I won't believe that Gunn let a Pokemon take the pilot's seat. Just because, why not?
Titanium handcuffs, completely indestructible.
Destructible.
Now look, we don't know if it's Godzilla or Hello Kitty down there, but it's...
Talk about low-budget flight. We're out of here.
They talk inside of a helicopter without headphones or microphones. It was evening in Montana. The characters were transported instantly using a portal, which means it must be morning or noon in Tokyo.
Look out!
Sometimes Sonic forgets that he is super fast. For him, this car was flying at the speed of sakura petals for us, about 5 centimeters per second.
Impossible.
You're a colorful bunch.
I don't look like you. You look like me.
Being a fan of Keanu Reeves,
Keanu! You are a national treasure.
When I find you.
Sonic did not recognize his voice when he met Shadow. Sonic should have at least joked about the similarity of their voices.
You jumped out of a gun helicopter. There's nothing to...
Shadow, with a serious face, claims that he saw which helicopter they flew from. Is this where he saw the GUN logo on the helicopter? It is unlikely that Shadow knows all the models of the modern aircraft. Knuckles was flying straight down at a 90-degree angle and now lands at a 30-degree angle.
Don't try to follow me.
Shadow has zero, and I mean zero reasons to use a motorcycle. Even though the bike can be summoned by him, there's still no reason to get on it other than to fit in with the canon of the old games.
Coming through!
The driver spilled his drink before Sonic even hit the truck. Shadow broke the bus window, but there are no cracks in the next frame.
I know just the place. This is a Chow Garden, one of the top 10 must-see spots in...
I didn't get this scene at all. Like, the Chow is actually from the human world and is known to everyone. Something just doesn't add up. We won't put a sin on it yet, but this is odd. I don't think they'll justify this in any way in the next parts.
But Shadow's power proved too dangerous. Project leader was blamed for the incident and imprisoned.
Nobody noticed the bright thing in the hands of the incarcerated Psycho in the middle of the night. I think a gun would have been less noticeable than a needle. Gerald could have taken a gun.
It begins over 50 years ago.
In the third part, it turned out that the gun was formed a long time ago, even before the appearance of Shadow. Although in the second part, Walters himself claimed that the gun were created recently, after Sonic appeared on Earth.
After the events in San Francisco, a global task that day, Guardian Units of Nations was born.
Maybe he lied, but what's the point of it if you're already openly declassifying the gun organization so much that even the media knows about it?
Spacecraft designed by the agency gun has been hijacked.
Get down! Commander Walters, are you okay?
This scene is extremely goofy, like rockets were launched into the crowd of children and a healthy veteran who had been through the horrors of war died. Okay.
Okay.
Stone was probably waiting for the children's cafe to be shot up and only then intervene. This will all continue in the spirit of fanfiction. Follow me and I'll explain everything. Bro. Tails was with a backpack the entire scene, but in this shot it's not there and then again with a backpack.
There's an imposter out there using your technology.
Imposter, that's imposter. What?
Cross-referencing precise coordinates. You're not suggesting we team up with Dr. Robotstink, are you?
On one condition.
Ow.
Do this!
We were not properly explained what led Eggman to such state. In the deleted scene, they showed that Stone saved him and cured him, but they could have at least somehow explained why Eggman locked himself within 4 walls and did nothing. For example, he was greatly depressed by the defeat of a supersonic, and then the presence of a demigod did not allow him to even think about taking over the world. But no, he just filled his belly for the sake of a canonical image for no reason, and then decided to team up with Sonic only to find an imposter who used drones of the same design, although he could have easily do it without him. This is his entire goal at the moment. There is no dynamics and no sense in this.
Welcome to the lab, Maria. I'm Captain Walters.
Walters introduced himself as a captain, although his rank shows that he is just a private. The movements of the actress do not correspond to the drawn lines. You can look closely. Moreover, the last star from the top ultimately disappeared in this frame. Maria turned on the song End of the Line released in 1989, although this flashback was around in 1974. With such turns, Maria should have simply crashed into the wall because of inertia. When Shadow ran up to the turn, there were 3 men, 2 of them in the brown clothes. In the next frame, pastry chefs and 3 scientists in the white coats appeared. And when they collide, the cakes fly straight up and not in the direction of Shadow and Maria's movement. This whole story is cool, of course, but even under the electric chair, they wouldn't make me believe that they let a young girl into a top-secret military base and also allow her to play with the most dangerous monster known to the Bible.
Dangerous.
What are you talking about?
The moon is not that bright, at least thanks for the size.
This door is 6-inch thick solid steel and a pressurized latch.
You can't find out such data just by poking your finger at the gate. I also love to test the tasting of a drink by poking my finger at the bottle.
Whoa. Look at all this stuff. There's a home. People lived here.
Popcorn after 50 years has not decomposed, but remained the same.
My darlings. You stole my babies!
I borrowed them to lure you here and reunite our family.
What a horrendous plan. Gerald knew about Evo only from the known sources and the GUN organization, but neither of them knew that Evo was still alive after his defeat at the end of a part 2. Who was he trying to bait? And the attempt itself sounds crazy, using his grandson's drones so that he would end up in the abandoned military base. The chance of success was about 2%.
Grandfather?
Hail from an ancestry of excellence.
Is uncanny.
But looking pretty good for 110.
Gerald is 110 years old and he's still alive? He spent the last half a century in prison, and at 60 he already looks like a piece of an old nugget. I heard about the cutted scene where Gerald was licking Shadow's needle, so that's why he didn't age. But why Gunn didn't notice Gerald has a dangerous weapon for 50 years straight?
I gave Gunn the most powerful weapon mankind has ever seen.
Are you joking? Instead of bringing a table, paper and a pen to Gerald's cell, they decided to build a separate cell with walls made of the surface of a chalkboard. Like, why the hell? I still don't understand how he wrote something up there if they didn't even bring him a ladder. Maybe he's not from the family of sages, but from the family of acrobats? That would explain a lot.
It's a mini black hole! It's going to suck in all the matter in this base!
As per usual, instead of killing their enemies, the villains leave them to die with a 50-50 chance of survival. They also shit like it's a black hole. Dude, if it were a black hole, we should see gravitational lensing, and time should slow down for you. Plus, the end of the entire planet.
Check this out. Trick shot!
Why did the Sonic kick the ring the other way? Did he want the portal to open from behind? Is he an idiot?
Yup, we're that stupid.
I've spent years trying to cleanse the cosmos of that spiny blue speed freak.
Dude, just go for more. Wanted to cleanse the cosmos, my ass. Eggman was only on 2 planets. Why would he cleanse the entire cosmos?
And you did it. In one afternoon.
It wasn't Gerald who did this, but Shadow, and he did it solo. Twice.
Right over that water, no problem. Then right when I get to the...
You just got incinerated by their energy shield.
What kind of energy shield is this that burns all organic matter, but is easily placed on neighboring buildings? It doesn't matter to the people that are inside of those buildings, right?
Okay, I'm just gonna say it. Use the Master Emerald to go Golden God mode to get the key.
The Master Emerald is too powerful to...
Another question. Why doesn't the gun control the Master Emerald at all? They know exactly where it is, because Knuckles doesn't hide it very well. And considering that any fool would become a demigod from touching it, the gun should have definitely confiscated it at the cost of everything.
Come on, Shadow. Got fresh avocados in the crab. We'll make guac.
Revenge guac.
The dialogues are basically at the level of so-so, like, this is not who I am.
This is not who I am.
swing, and this line is completely unclear why. Revenge guac. What?
No, I've got 2 heat signatures en route to the vault, which can only mean
2 heat signals. Although the building is full of people, it seems like the Robotniks are the hottest in this building. It doesn't work like that.
Wait. Poppy seed? Esta? I'm right here.
Gerald's face wasn't in any of the portraits just now.
I knew I saw an outside signal. I guess someone forgot to flush.
Tails hacked the sewer system. That even sounds weird. Fox hacked my toilet.
The lasers don't seem to be penetrating my suit.
Everything is okay, but why didn't they cover their heads? Even though the lasers don't shine towards the direction of their heads, the reflected beam can hit the scoreboard and burn it right through. Ah, forget it. Evo lifted Grandpa up so much that his head would definitely be burned. And it's unclear why the lasers repeat the movements of the dancers.
Robotnik.
Going full spandex, huh?
Who are they?
A couple of bleeding hearts.
Why doesn't Gerald know Tom? Grandpa knew everything about Evo, even given the fact that he survived.
You know, a real genius would remember the name of the guy who helped kick your butt off this planet.
But Gerald didn't know about his 2 major defeats and who kicked his grandson off the planet.
The Robotniks are planning to...
Oh, they're planning on stealing the second key just like you are? Oh. Thank you.
Plot hole? Although I don't even know what to call it. It's clear from the narrative that Jessica Jones sort of usurped the gun and went against Commander Walters to steal the key to the gun's main weapon from her. That's why Sonic's team split from them. But I don't understand why the director Rockwell needs Gun's weapon while she's the one of the big individuals in that same gun. What was she going to do with it if the gun could bring the whole world to its knees without that weapon? Paramount couldn't afford to record a few more screams with Idris Elba. After all, they used the same scream every time.
This vault is armed with variable gravity. Green goes up, and red takes you down.
Gravity, of course, doesn't work like that at all. But sure, okay, then Rockwell and the key should be falling with an acceleration of over 9.8 meters per second squared, but they are falling with the usual acceleration of free-falling gravity.
Did it work?
Did it work?
What's going on?
Guys, I got the key. I repeat,
Tails may be a brilliant inventor, but the software for them was probably written by hypocrites from the Apple company. What kind of control is this, where there is only one button? How do you choose which hologram you want? How did the Tom chose Commander Walters?
What?
And how from this angle did the shadow see Walter's face change?
Welcome. They built her to my exact specifications.
A ship designed to fly will experience turbulence anyway, but there are holes in the middle of the main center without proper railings. Imagine making a hole in the helicopter next to the seat and removing the seat belts. Did I understand correctly that at this point Shadow simply swooped, teleported, and left Stone to die? Shadow is no angel, but he wouldn't just abandon his allies. The Master Emerald's shell is unclear. Previously the green layer was crumbling, which makes sense, but then Knuckles creates the shell anew, and now it simply disappears the moment the emeralds are released.
Spacecraft designed by the agency Gun has been hijacked and launched out of the river.
How does the media know that the ship was hijacked? The last thing the Gun representatives will say is that their dangerous ship was hijacked. Otherwise, the organization will be disbanded that same day, and the leaders will be sent to court. The media also has a photo of Evo from his crab ship from somewhere, although at that time he was still hiding and was officially dead.
You've hurt my family!
Now you know my anger.
The boys are talking in space. Shadow should not know anything about the Chaos Emeralds. He knows nothing about his homeworld, and he grew up on a secret base. Even if Ivo told about Super Sonic Gerald and Shadow, the Hedgehog couldn't have known how strong he would become and wouldn't have put his hand with such a calm face. What if the Sonic broke it right through?
Powerbomb!
The moon is not that close to the Earth.
The light shines.
The light on the moon should be red-orange. This is called a blood moon, when the light passing through the Earth's atmosphere acquires a red sunset light and falls on the moon. This happens very rarely, and the studio thinks that the sun rises behind the Earth every day on the moon. And why the hell are they talking and breathing on the moon?
The world! Mantis!
Instead of asking for Desert Eagle and shooting his grandfather in both knees, Ivo decided to become a robo-furry. You can understand him, yes, but damn.
Shadow.
The ship has some cameras that filmed Shadow and Sonic from this particular angle. All of those long years, the gun had state-of-the-art drone soldiers, but both films never used all this technology.
Responsibility.
Ivo was about to fall into the hole, but in the next shot, the portal was right next to the cliff. Although it was far away, Ivo fell from here.
Jumping anytime here, guys!
It doesn't work like that. Pressing harder on the remote doesn't mean turning it harder. The beam was moving perpendicular to the Earth, and from the surface of the planet, the laser moves parallel to the Earth.
Oh no! Doctor, wait!
If I can't rule the world!
This bus just appeared. Just appeared out of nowhere. Shadow is able to create some kind of materialistic arrows. Why not use them to increase the area of the pressure and optimize the ship's force? The glow in Earth's orbit is equally bright both day and night. I don't believe it. Maddie wore a bright pink sweater hinting at Emmy's appearance. In the following shots, it's already pink and white striped, hinting at Rouge's appearance.
I overshot the finish line.
How on earth did Sonic run from Montana to New York State and not notice it? The moon is not that big, and the rift should have been sealed long ago because two such massive objects would have been attracted to each other long ago.
Revenge guac.